This is my Muslim friend going to a Christian church for the first time.
I'm a Muslim.
Do you hate Christians?
Yeah,
I gotta make you Christian.
not gonna happen.
As a Christian, I didn't just want to tell him about Jesus, I wanted to show him Jesus by having him go to two very different Christian churches. What I didn't expect was that this would be the craziest video I've ever filmed.
Went down, guys, because I don't really know much about for me to digest this, because I'm just hearing this information, all this information for the very first time. But I love Zakaria's answer, the way he answered the question and gave an example of
It's his story. The morning began with the Muslim picking me up. All right, going to church. We were on our way to our first church, a non-denominational one. From the outside, City Lights Church kind of looked like a warehouse with large modern plain walls. We gotta make you Christian.
Not gonna happen.
We'll see. If there's free coffee at this church, will you become Christian? You can't drink the coffee unless you say Christ is King.
Maybe, I'll think about it. Coffee, maybe.
But the second we walked in, this was different. Unfortunately, there was no free coffee. And so then we entered into the main sanctuary, and it was kind of like entering into a concert. Colored stage lights cut through the haze. A full band, guitar, drums, keyboards, was leading hundreds in song. Lyrics were projected on the huge screens above. And for my Muslim friend, it was different. Meet Kareem. We both met on Beast Games. He's a Vegas car salesman, and he's a practicing Muslim. Do you hate Christians?
Yeah, no. No, I don't. I have a lot of very important people that are Christian in my life.
But for him, Islam isn't just his religion. Structure, culture, family, and identity. His daily life is shaped by it. Praying 5 times a day, fasting during Ramadan, and never eating pork or drinking alcohol. It isn't just what he believes, it's who he is. But this is where the worlds of Christianity and Islam clash. What are your brutally honest thoughts on Christians?
At the current moment in time, I don't believe that Jesus Christ and God are the same entity.
Islam insists that Jesus was not crucified and that he's definitely not God. This divide isn't just theological, it's historical. It has fueled wars, shaped civilizations, and continues to divide billions of people today. So this is why when Kareem walked into this church, I was expecting him to hate it. But then something different happened. He actually seemed to like it.
Wow.
So
Welcome to church. I'm gonna tell you that.
we'll get him. Dude, so how was that?
It was powerful. Like, listen, I don't think you need to be a Christian to feel the love of community.
I was surprised because in Islam, worship is defined by precision. Fixed Arabic words from the Quran, no instruments, no improvisation, and definitely not cameras where people would sing. Then came a sermon. The pastor spoke loudly, passionately, about Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac.
Your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven.
He connected it to Jesus being the ultimate sacrifice for sin. He was also overall just a super chill guy.
We've been in here for 4 days, Jabin. What are you talking about?
And I could tell that slowly but surely, the walls were beginning to break. But I couldn't have expected this next part. I looked at Kareem and his eyes were wet. He was crying. In his own words, like I actually saw, I think I saw you, like you teared up.
I broke down a little, yeah.
Do you think it was something specific to the Christian church?
No, not necessarily, because in my personal life, I have been tested a lot in the last 3 to 4 years, and especially a lot in the last year. And kind of just started off with the message that the pastor was talking about, how that specifically spoke to me about my life. It was just relief.
So you felt like the pastor and the music was speaking directly to like your own life.
Yeah.
Like a message straight from God.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I know that viewers are going to think that this is scripted. I swear, this is not scripted. He literally started crying during the service, which I was just not expecting that, honestly. And so I've still got one more church to go to, but still, I was telling Kareem, I was like, one of us has to be correct. Literally billions of people for the past hundreds of years have been divided over this question. Is Christianity or Islam correct? If someone could logically prove Christianity is true as well,
Yeah.
you think that would convert you?
No, not necessarily, because I think it's just, like I said it before, it's such a big part of my culture that removing that part of me would remove me from my culture. I may not want to live that life.
Another thing that struck me about Kareem is that he didn't seem willing to convert, because in Islam, if you convert to Christianity, a lot of times you're ostracized from your family.
Even like stuff like in my personal life, and I think it's one of those things that you just have to...
It's hard. Because for them, Islam isn't just a faith, it's a culture. And for some members, it's literally everything. I mean, and Christianity wouldn't disagree. Jesus once said, whoever wants to follow me must deny himself, take up his cross, and die to himself. So for Kareem, the cost of belief was more than philosophical. It was personal, cultural, even dangerous.
I think because of the culture that I was raised in, not only Islam, but also just being Egyptian and Islam being such a big part of the Egyptian culture, I think it's one of those things that it would be very difficult for me not to have as a big part of my life.
For sure. And so after service, we grabbed food. The atmosphere was definitely lighter. I offered to pay for his food. They're calling me the Mr. Beast of Christianity.
Wait, so if I get everything on the menu, you'll pay for it? And then we can go donate it to... No, I'm kidding.
And so we ate. Food was good. Then it was time for us to go. They're going to be giving me the Nobel Peace Prize after this video drops. But our next stop was at a Catholic church, and the difference was immediate. All right, we got one more church to go to. You excited?
I heard there's some rituals or something. I might be...
Yeah, so we're going to a Catholic church,
Yeah.
which is going to be just a little bit different than the last one.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Teensy bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
But, they're both Christian churches, and they do have some similarities, but yeah, there will be some differences. And honestly, I'm excited to see which one you think is better.
I'm going to come out of this experience not put into a cult, right?
From the outside, it looked like a California mission. You walk in, and immediately you're greeted with stained glass windows and holy water. Walk in more, and you've got stained glass windows glowing of scenes from scripture. Statues of Mary and the saints all throughout. And then as the mass started, the congregation moved together in rhythm. Standing, kneeling, sitting, as the priest led them in prayers. The organ played a low, solemn melody. I could tell the mood definitely shifted with Kareem. I totally get it, okay? Even as a Catholic, some of the things are a little bit strange to a newcomer. But this also captures a great divide between Islam and all of Christianity as a whole. In Islam, God is wholly transcendent, and they're banned from having any images of God or even of Muhammad, their holy prophets. Whereas Christianity, we can put a face to God, and it's Jesus Christ. And so while Kareem respected the beauty of the service, he didn't enjoy it as much as the last one.
But
so did you feel less welcomed here?
I don't necessarily want to feel less welcome or want to say less welcome because it wasn't like a specific person said something or something like that, but it was just general vibes. Yes.
It was interesting hearing his perspective on the two different churches. After all of our questions, I asked him the question we've all been waiting for. So, you gonna convert?
Not today. Maybe I'll have to come back another day.
Yeah, but has it planted a seed that you could possibly convert?
It had given me an appreciation for other people in my life, allow me to understand how they think and open my eyes more so that I can be more loving, more forgiving, and a better person with other people in my life.
That was kind of to be expected. But his spiritual experience tells me that there is hope for him. And have a nice day.
Wow, guys. Whew, man, that was amazing. I don't even know what to say, guys, because I'm short of words. I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Anything you decide to do is perfectly okay. I understood that this Christian man took his Muslim friend to church, thinking that it would change his mindset of his religion. Maybe he was thinking he was going to leave Islam for Christianity, but he still stood his ground and said, this is where I want to belong. I love my religion. And it was totally perfect. Even though there's some things that in Christianity or they do in churches that he does not find it appealing, it's totally fine. And I love the fact that he was able to experience it. Sometimes it's just good for us to experience something. Even though you learn something doesn't mean you should change your mindset. No, we learn every day to just to grow or to understand things, and that was a very perfect one. I don't have much to say because all I can say is that we are all entitled to our opinion. Our opinion is perfectly okay. I love how the Christian man handle the whole thing. I love how the Muslim man handle his own thing. Everybody, as long as you have you know what you want and you go for what you want. Well, guys, that was a beautiful one. Amazing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box. Thank